Hi guys, welcome to my movie fan channel. My name's Tyler. Today's review is going to be for the series Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's one of my favorite series. I watched it years ago when it first came out, and then I did a rewatch recently when it got put on Netflix, and it became one of the #1 shows in the world. I love the show. There's a big debate on whether or not it's actual anime because it's not from Japan, it's from America. I think the style of it is what makes it anime. I'm one of those people in that camp. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the little notification bell. That way you get alerts when I post a new video. If you guys don't know, the Avatar is the master of the 4 elements: earth, fire, water, and air. So there's 4 nations for the 4 elements. They live in harmony until the Fire Nation attack. Knowing that the next Avatar in the cycle will be an Airbender, leader of the Fire Nation attacks and kills all the Airbenders. All except for our hero Aang, who was buried in ice for 100 years, and then he's thawed. Aang, with the help of his friends, has to master all the elements and defeat the Fire Nation and kind of bring balance back to their world. Aang, with the help of his friends, must master all the elements, defeat the Fire Nation, and fight the Fire Lord. This series is phenomenal not only for just a kid's show, but just in general. The story takes place in 3 seasons or books. The series is structured and utilizes the heroic journey from Joseph Campbell's A Hero of a Thousand Faces, which we see in stories like the Greek mythologies, even Harry Potter, Star Wars. It's the tropes of a hero on his quest. Aang fits the archetype of the hero to a T. He starts off in his mundane world, and then he's thrust into a quest that's bigger than himself. He finds mentors along the way, and then he learns the skills and knowledge to go through a transformation. Then he's tested before he returns home to his mundane world, a master of all. Aang finds mentors throughout the story that help him master the elements. Katara, Toph, Sokka, Zuko, Gyatso, Roku, and many others help him learn not only the 4 elements, but also spiritual, fighting, leadership, traits, skills, all that he'll need for his journey to help protect others and be the best Avatar he could be. We get to see many adventures from the Aang gang where when they're on the run from the Fire Nation and they're out helping people and learning valuable moral lessons. The lessons are usually reminiscent of tales and proverbs from different cultures from all around the world. There's different Chinese, Japanese influences, Native American influences. They draw from all different kinds of stories. The secret tunnel episode that connects the 2 villages and separates the star-crossed lovers, that's how they meet together, is in the secret cave. That's kind of an old trope that is used in a bunch of different storytelling. There's tons and tons of stories like those. They're great moral stories for kids to absorb while they're young, and then it's even cooler to go back and watch them and to learn from them as an adult and to really take away that message. This show has great dynamic characters with fascinating backstories and motivations. Sokka and Katara lost their mother to Fire Nation attack on their village. The Fire Nation killed all the waterbenders of her tribe that were there, and she's the last of them, at least in her tribe. She's motherly, caring, responsible, and she kind of takes the motherly role over her group with her friends and with Sokka especially. Their father's the chief, and he leads the war effort for their village against the Fire Nation, and he leaves big shoes to fill for Sokka. Throughout the series, Sokka learns fighting techniques from all the different regions, and he learns how to refine his leadership capabilities and skills and all the things he's observed from his father and from different mentors that he's found along the way too. If we look at Aang's character, Aang is immature. He's 12 years old with immense power and responsibility. He's the last of his people, and everybody he knows is wiped out and dead and gone 100 years later. And he often struggles with the expectations that come with being the Avatar, but he has good friends in Katara and Sokka that are there right away when he wakes up from being frozen. He loves Katara and tries to win her affection throughout the whole show. Their dynamics change when she's his waterbender teacher, and he learns a lot of leadership from Sokka, and they're always there to help him along the way. Toph is another character that joins Aang and his friends. She teaches him earthbending. So she's a blind earthbender that can feel where she is, where her enemies are. She uses her bending to heighten her senses. She can basically see with earthbending because she's blind. So she's born a high status to rich parents who kind of coddle her, and despite her independent nature and strong spirit, they want to like protect her and think she's like weak for not being able to see. So she leaves with the Avatar to help him out on his journey, and Toph becomes a super strong earthbender, probably the strongest earthbender we see in the show, and she can bend metal, and she is a great teacher for Aang because she's different than Katara. She's like much tougher and harder on him, pushes him to be better. Another character that's great, one of my favorite characters, Prince Zuko, is the Fire Lord's son. He's Fire Lord Ozai's son. He's burned over the eye, and he is wounded by his father when he's disrespectful in like a meeting that they have, like council meeting. He's ostracized from the Fire Nation, and in order to regain his honor, he thinks he has to capture the Avatar, bring him back to his father, and then he'll accept him. He's mentored by his uncle Iroh, who is a loving father figure that he never really had in his father. He keeps an eye on him, tries to keep him on the right path in life. He eventually joins Aang and his friends to teach him firebending, and he helps defeat the Fire Nation, redeeming himself and his honor, and he becomes the Fire Lord himself in the end of the show. Uncle Iroh was a powerful Fire Nation general who failed to capture the Earth Kingdom stronghold, the Ba Sing Se, and he loses his son in that battle, which triggers a powerful transformation in him. He refuses the throne as heir to Fire Lord. His brother Ozai becomes the Fire Lord, and he becomes peaceful and zen and kind as we know him throughout the show. Much like Snape and Harry Potter, Iroh's part of a secret group that is called the White Lotus that is loyal to the Avatar, and he tries to guide his nephew to not be so angry and hateful, and I think his ultimate goal is to help the Avatar help everybody, all four nations, by really finding a way to take down the Fire Nation. I think he sees the Avatar as that way. Azula is another great character, a great villain of the series. She is Prince Zuko's sister, also the Fire Lord's daughter. She's a fire-bending prodigy. She can shoot lightning out of her hands. It's awesome. She's really agile and cunning, and she enforces her father's rule. So she's going after the Avatar, she's going after her brother or uncle. She's cocky and arrogant, and she didn't get along with her mother either. She's just super crazy and evil, and she goes nuts by the end of the show. Really earned. If you look at like Daenerys Targaryen, Game of Thrones, she didn't really earn that. Azula, you see signs of like she's not stable. She's nuts. The overarching ultimate bad guy of the show is Fire Lord Ozai. He's voiced by Mark Hamill, which is awesome. He's truly evil, and he looks to retain power and conquer the other nations. He pushes his children to be strong, but won't let family stop him from achieving power. He knows that the Avatar is always going to be a threat to him, so his goal is to kill Aang. His plan is to conquer Ba Sing Se, the Earth Kingdom stronghold, on the day of Sozin's Comet, which is the fiery comet that goes by and makes the firebender super strong. And on this day, they killed the Avatar. On this day, they killed the Airbenders hundreds of years ago. And on the day of the comet, the last time, they killed the Airbenders because they had the fire 10 plus or whatever that makes them super strong. They had the comet that made them super strong. So I think that story setup with those characters makes the show amazing. I love the world building that they do in it. It allows the series to be timeless, and you come back after 15 years and you rewatch it and it still resonates with audiences. I think the four nations, the four elements, that's a great like setup and first layer to this super in-depth world. The monks of the Air Nation are like Buddhist priests. Monk Gyatso is even named after the Dalai Lama. I like that the water tribes are reminiscent of like Native American tribes, and the Fire Nation are industrialized, warmongering, imperialistic, like Germany under Hitler's rule in World War II. That adds like another layer to it, where it's like a real world mirroring that you see with the different cultures and regions, and they blend that in with other cultures, mythologies, and the storytelling. That's great too. And then there's the other layer of the great characters that really cement and drive it home that the show is awesome. And if you look at the lore of the Avatar itself and the spirit world, things like that, it's really, really deep that you can interpret things, and it makes you watch episodes and then be rewarded when they do a callback to something that happened previously, or they reference something that happened earlier and you were along on this journey. Everything always feels earned that way in this show, which I love. It's awesome. I love the character development. Everything is brought along at a good pace for being 3 seasons. You get some episodes that are kind of filler, but they still teach like a good lesson or are entertaining, fun, and it's stuff happening to the characters that you're like, yeah, I could see this happening, and everything feels natural and flows. I love all the villains, the characters with the deep motivations like Iroh and Zuko, and of course my favorite character, the Cabbage Man. Speaking of that, it's time for our meme of the review. It's this one right here. Love the Cabbage Man. Oh, my cabbages! He's the best. He's the strongest character in the Avatar universe, by the way. He's stronger than Aang. He's stronger than Toph. He's stronger than the Fire Lord. Cabbage Man could defeat the Fire Lord by himself if he wanted. That's my review for Avatar, guys. I love the show. I'm going to watch Legend of Korra now for the first time, actually, coming up pretty soon. So I'm excited for that. Maybe I'll do a review of that down the road. I'm not going to rush myself through it, but I'm sure it's short like Avatar. So I'll get through it eventually, and I'll put that review up for you guys. If you guys like the channel, you like the content, hit the like button, hit subscribe down below. Like I said, hit the notification bell, and you'll see when I post a new video. And share this around to all your friends and family on Facebook, Twitter, all the different social medias. And make sure you check out some of the other content. I'm going to link some stuff below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.